Hey guys, what's going on? It's Lefty from 643 Productions, back again with another gameplay commentary, and I am in some pretty decent pain right now. So if I momentarily wince throughout the video, you can't see it. I don't have a camera on me, but I'm throughout my back, and that's what this video is about. And but just a forewarning for most of you, if you hear me just kind of take a deep breath or a sharp breath or maybe even audibly wince, it's because I've shifted in my seat and my lower back has replied with a nice and loud fuck you to my brain by way of sending a lot of pain through the nerves all the way up through my spinal cord, and it hurts like a son of a bitch. But I threw my back out today. And I've had back problems. I've been in 3 car accidents. I was actually, since I got my license at 16, I was in 3 car accidents before the age of 18. And none of them were my fault. Honestly, none of them were my fault. Even the ones that required police, a police report to be filed, none of them were ruled to be my fault. I was rear-ended twice. Oh, man, you know I love a good rear-ending. Dang nabbit, who doesn't like a good damn rear-ending? Oh man, anal sex jokes for the win. But rear-ended twice and then T-boned once. I was actually once, oddly enough, rear-ended by a guy named T-Bone. It was weird. It was during my dark period. That works on many levels as well. I'm just going to quit with this line of joking because it could lead me very quickly to a place I don't want to be, and it in fact already has, getting rear-ended by a guy named T-Bone in my dark period. And in my dark areas. But I was T-boned, my third and final accident, T-boned. That actually required a hospital stay, very minor concussion, and I believe they thought I might have had some neck and spinal/back issues, but turns out I did not. Very, very, very fortunate, especially because the car I was driving was totaled. Quick aside, they wanted to okay $15,000 worth of repairs. The insurance company did. And I'm like, no, you're not. Because $15,000 worth of repairs on a car means I will never, ever, 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 ever be able to sell it. Ever. And I could get like $2 from somebody. It's like 5 years down the road. I'm like, hey, I'm selling my car. It's like, oh, well, what's the history? Oh, well, it's had $15,000 worth of repairs after an accident I was in. Oh, I'm not going to buy your car from you. But anyway. I had some back issues from all those car accidents. Obviously, getting rear-ended. If any of you have taken driver's ed or are taking driver's ed, they definitely put, there is a part of the course, or at least when I took it, they talked about how potentially serious accidents are, because I mean, when you think about it, if you take a physics class, then you start to realize the amount of mass that's moving and the resultant force needed to stop those things, and the acceleration that's put on your body, even in a slight fender bender, is pretty severe. It's pretty harsh and outside the norm of what humans actually are used to and for the most part capable of absorbing with their muscles and tissues and tendons and bones and all those things. And it's usually a very violent act, even though it may not seem it. So I've had back issues before, but I've never ever really thrown out my back. Never just because you hear that a lot. Some guy, and it's always shown in TV shows and in comedy movies and stuff like that, where an old man will bend down to pick something up, and then when he starts to stand back up, you'll hear an audible crack, and then it's like, oh, threw out my back, and that's a joke, but that's pretty much what it's like. I worked out today. I'm sitting in my chair recording this. I had to almost crawl to my computer. And I worked out, nothing, cardio, weight training, nothing. I was lifting weights and nothing. It was perfectly fine. And I stopped, my usual hour and a half routine. Okay, get in the shower. Nothing wrong in the shower. I get out of the shower. I'm drying off. I bend down to go get dressed. I bend down to go pick up my sweaty clothes off the floor to put them in my hamper for later wash. And I stand back up, and there's a shooting pain in my lower back. And I almost dropped to the ground, because when this happens, it is severe enough in some cases, at least the pain is, to the point where your brain almost reaches that shut-off mode. Because there's like a switch or a valve, if you will, inherent in your brain, where your brain at some point will just say, stop what you're doing. Just stop it. That's why when you when you are suffering from heat exhaustion or sunstroke or whatever, that's why you fall. Your brain just says, all right, fuck it, we're out, we're done, turn off. And we fall, and we're going to hit the ground and hopefully get our asses out of the sun and heat, because obviously conscious brain is too stupid, so subconscious brain is going to take over and save this damn ship that we're on. And it's the same thing with my back. When I felt that very piercing, very sharp pain, I thought it was almost at the point where my body was like, okay, well, your legs are doing a lot of the work here, and I'm feeling a lot of pain, so your legs must be doing something wrong. I'm going to stop them from working, and you're going to fall. But it luckily didn't reach that point. But it's not, I found out, I mean, I was ignorant of this up until today. It's a very serious, and at least in terms of pain. In terms of medically, what's wrong with you? Again, I'm not a doctor, and if you do think you have a serious medical condition, please go talk to a doctor, not to me on YouTube, damn it. But medically speaking, it's usually just like a muscle strain. It's usually just a strain of a ligament or some other muscle in your back, just like you're playing basketball and you roll your ankle. Pretty much the same exact thing, medically speaking. It's just in your back, and your back, you find out when you do this, you find out exactly how many movements your back is involved in, because, oh man, does it hurt. And but it's usually no more than that. It's usually not even something where a lot of people think, oh, I slipped a disc. It's no, not really. And even then, those aren't really as life-threatening as chiropractors make them out to be. And there's a whole lot of information about the bullshit of chiropractic, or chiropractic. Is it chiropractic? Whatever it is, chiropractors and their bullshit. But anyway, it's usually no more than that. It's usually just kind of like a rolled ankle, but except in your back, and strained ligament. And so it's not really something to freak out about in terms of, oh my God, is this going to be life altering? Am I going to need surgery? But it's painful. And it's day altering, if not life altering, because when you feel this pain, trust me, and I would not wish it upon any of you. I hope you all have nice, very strong backs that do not ever feel this amount of pain, because it is very sharp. It is very oriented directly. It's not like a dull kind of pain. It's very sharp. It's very vivid, and it hurts a whole hell of a lot. So when you hear somebody, whether it be your buddy, your buddy's dad, or your dad, or anybody else that says, "Oh man, I threw out my back," you can rest assured that it's not really that much of a joke. It's not life threatening, so you don't have to be like, "Oh my God, are you okay? I'll take care of your kids." If something happens to you, it's not like that. But you can be like, "Oh, okay, do you need me to go do stuff for you? Do you need me to, for the next day or two? Because it's definitely pretty damn painful. Let me tell you that. But thank you guys for joining. That's my time. I got to get out of here. But rest assured, again, if you hear somebody talking about their throwing out their back, it's not something really to be trifled with, at least from a pain perspective. So I hope to be back to 100 fighting % in about 24 to 48 hours, and hopefully we'll be okay after that. But anyway, guys, that's my time. I got to get out of here. Thank you for joining. I hope you enjoyed. Be sure to drop a like on this video if you did enjoy. Remember, likes, favorites, comments, and shares via Facebook and Twitter do help me out. Thank you guys for joining. I hope you enjoyed. I'm out.